It was a clear afternoon at Knott's Berry Farm, the kind of Southern California day made for roller coasters and laughter. 12-year-old Kyle Wheeler and his father, Russell Wheeler, were there for one reason only: to ride the Accelerator. The coaster was legendary, a sleek red and silver blur that went from 0 to 82 miles per hour in just over 2 seconds, rocketing straight up a 205-foot steel tower before plunging back toward the earth. For Kyle, it was everything a kid could dream of: a burst of speed, a rush of air, a moment of weightlessness. His mother, Anita Wheeler, watched from below, camera ready, smiling as the two climbed into the front row. But what was supposed to be a perfect late summer afternoon would soon become one of the most horrifying moments ever captured on a theme park ride, because seconds after launch, something gives way. As the coaster train lined up for launch, a loud metallic creak echoed through the station, barely noticeable over the roar of the hydraulics. Then, without warning, a thick launch cable, the same one meant to propel the train forward, snapped. The moment was recorded on video, luckily with no audio. You can see the cable whip loose, sending metal fragments flying in every direction. The train jerks forward, begins to climb, and then, horrifyingly, slides back down into the station. Kyle Wheeler, seated in the front row, took the brunt of it. The cable lashed across his left leg, splitting the fiberglass car in half and lacerating deep into his muscle. His father, Russell, who sat right beside him, saw it all happen and was showered with debris and nearly struck in the face. The mother, Anita, watching from the ground, could only scream. Frozen as the coaster she'd just seen speed off suddenly came crawling back, broken and silent. Later, in an online chat room, she would write, "I literally thought I had just watched my son and husband die in front of my eyes." Paramedics arrived within minutes. Kyle was rushed to the hospital, his leg badly injured, his father suffering minor wounds. In the months that followed, Kyle would endure multiple surgeries, repairing shredded tissue, grafting skin, and slowly learning to walk again through painful physical therapy. The investigation that followed painted a devastating picture. The state's Division of Occupational Safety and Health found that the cable showed gross amounts of fatigue. 18 of the 20 launch magnets beneath the train had been sheared off by the force of the brake. Inspectors determined that the accident could have been prevented, with proper maintenance casting blame on both the theme park and the ride manufacturer, Switzerland-based Intamin. Intamin, the Swiss company behind Accelerator, had advised monthly inspections of the launch cable. Knott's, however, inspected the ride only once every 6 months, and by the time of the accident, they were nearly 3 weeks behind schedule. The manufacturer's wording on inspection intervals was described as confusing and unclear, but regulators agreed. Warning signs had been missed. For Anita and Russell Wheeler, none of that mattered anymore. Their son's life had been changed forever. "We're just traumatized," she told a local newspaper, months after the incident. "Our lives have been changed forever." In 2011, the Wheeler family reached a confidential settlement with Knott's Berry Farm's parent company, Cedar Fair. The agreement covered Kyle's medical expenses, more than $60,000 at the time, and future surgeries to remove scar tissue from his leg. More than a year after the accident, Accelerator reopened. The park replaced the launch system, reinforced the track, and promised stricter inspections. Today, it still runs, the same speed, the same drop, the same thrill. But for those who remember September 15th, 2009, that's